Hey everyone, Ed McCormack here, and I'm only going to take a couple of minutes of your time, but I want to share a couple of secrets that have helped me get over 1,200% returns on my investments since the summer of 2020. And these are secrets that I've been presenting exclusively at virtual workshops and private investor groups over the last several months. So to say that right now is an interesting time for investors would be an understatement. But the fact is that the investing environment that we're in today is really not much different than what the US was facing back in the 70s. And Citibank put out a really interesting report outlining this exact scenario. The only difference is that instead of looking at gold as potentially having explosive growth, they're looking at its digital equivalent, Bitcoin. Which is why, if you want to have big returns in 2021 and 2022, you need to have Bitcoin as part of your investment portfolio. And I'm going to share 3 secrets telling you exactly why. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how you can invest profitably without having to take on any unnecessary risk. So let's start with the first secret, which is you don't have to be technical to invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Now, I know that might sound a little odd because even the words Bitcoin and crypto sound foreign. But I would be willing to go on a limb to say, so did the words World Wide Web and URL. When you first started hearing those back in the 90s, when computers and the internet came into the home. The difference is that back in the 90s, and still to this day, people had no idea how the internet worked, but they were able to still use these very easy to understand, intuitive products and services like a search engine or an online bookstore in order to transform the way that they shop, the way they find information, or even the way that they communicate. And if I were to give you that opportunity now today, even if you don't understand how the internet works, to go back in time and invest in these companies, which happen to be some of the most valuable companies today, you'd probably take me up on that offer. Except you have that opportunity right now as I'm speaking to you at this moment with companies who are building on blockchain technology. Instead of trying to figure out what the next search engine is, these are companies that are incorporating things like artificial intelligence to transform healthcare, or even helping to use this interconnected world that we're living in to help solve real-world problems that we have, like make our energy grid more efficient. Which brings us really to our second secret, which is the valuations and the prices that we're going to see with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency haven't even come close to where they're going to go. And going back to that Citibank report I just mentioned before, Citibank looked at the 70s and saw a situation like today where government spending had significantly increased. And they did that because of Nixon's administration removing the US dollar from the gold standard. But the result was that inflation went up about 20% over the next 10 years. And what happened was that investors and institutions started piling into a stable asset like precious metals like gold in order to store value. And today, Citibank, along with JP Morgan and Deutsche Bank, are looking at just that scenario, except looking at the demand for Bitcoin, given its scarcity of 21 million coins, as a way of investors holding on to their value in the event that inflationary factors start to reduce the purchasing power of the US dollar. And of course, this brings us to our third secret, which is with all of the economic factors around us, combined with people now shopping more at home due to COVID-19, we are now entering into a cashless society. And Bitcoin and crypto are becoming our default reserve. One of the biggest objections for years has been that there's no practical way to use Bitcoin at the checkout when you're at retail. But the fact of the matter is that now that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are central in apps like PayPal, that's no longer the case. And in fact, Visa has now introduced a new credit card where instead of earning travel rewards, you can now earn Bitcoin. So what many people are now going to see is getting exposure through their banks and financial institutions to this whole new world of digital currencies, which is very, very exciting. And the key takeaway that I want you to be able to walk away from this video is this, is that Bitcoin offers a high growth investing opportunity that doesn't require you to make any crazy unnecessary risks. And an example that I love to draw in my workshops is the idea of a tsunami. And now I know that this might be a little bit morbid, but hang in there with me. With tsunamis, what we often see are that animals are able to detect that something cataclysmic is about to happen. So what they do is they often seek higher ground. And if you ever wanted to know what you should invest in, use this type of mentality and look at where your bank is putting their money into. And not only them, but look at where companies like Tesla and PayPal as publicly traded companies are investing. Or even top universities like Harvard and Yale and Stanford have come out and said that they've been investing in Bitcoin and crypto for years because of its opportunity to store value, but also its massive upside. So with this information, what should you do? Well, let me start with what you shouldn't do. What you shouldn't do is blindly open up a Coinbase account and start investing in Bitcoin if you really don't understand what it is and what makes its price move. As Warren Buffett has said on a number of occasions, risk happens when you don't know what you're doing. And that's why I created a 60-minute course that has helped thousands of students save countless dollars and make countless profits by not only building a foundation where we go through the basics and help make sure that you have the right setup in place, whether that's setting you up on your exchange so that you can sync it with your bank, or even having the right security measures to keep your investments secure. We also provide tools and access to things like our weekly live Q&As so that you have the resources that you'll need moving forward after you complete the course to be successful as an investor. Look, the scenario that we face today is this. Bond yields are stretched to an all-time low. And the stock market has looked overvalued and overpriced for years. Yet despite these two factors, investors have an insane opportunity where they can make big returns, triple digits, quadruple digits, in fact, where investing in an asset that doesn't make you take wild risk can deliver you, in many cases, life-changing returns. So if I can help you in any way, please reach out to me at edmund@dchained.com and look out for an email from me in the next day or two where I'm not only going to be offering a special offer for our course, but I'm also going to give an exclusive one-on-one opportunity where you and I can speak about how I can help you get set up and make sure that you're on the pathway to success as an investor in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So I hope I speak with you soon. Have a good day.